Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Stico, and today we're gonna continue on, and we're probably gonna explore this here. Well, probably. Certain. I'm pretty certain that we're gonna explore this roofed forest over here. So yeah, I'm hoping there is not gonna be too many mobs in the shadows of this forest. Let me just check my difficulty here. It's on hard. Awesome. Good, good, good. So yeah, I've got a pretty cool story for you today. Um, See, one of the reasons me and my parents moved to Sweden from Holland is because of nature. In Holland is such a crowded country, so many people with so little room that there is not that much nature left. It's if you're driving on a road in Holland, you can you can drive to areas where there's still forests and where there's still trees and stuff, but coming across something like a deer or a boar or something like that is a really rare occasion. There are still some of those back in Holland, but they're so rare it's you don't ever see them anymore. And here in Sweden there is like so many animals. It's like almost I've seen so many deer since we moved here that it's not special anymore almost. And in some way that makes it even more special for me. It's just so awesome just driving on a road and deer crosses the road. Yeah, it's dangerous, but it's just an awesome sight to me. I get happy every time I see it. And because of that, I actually installed a. There's a skeleton underneath us. That's why I'm on top of the forest, not underneath it. Anyway, because of that, I actually installed a dashboard camera in my car so I could film all the animals that cross the road in front of me. And I got to film some cool stuff in the years that I've lived here. I've got to film like deer, I've got to film foxes, cranes, like the giant birds, those the cranes. I don't know what else to call them. They're pretty cool. Got to film some boar, and yeah, it's been really cool. And I save all these videos so that one day I could have a compilation of all the stuff that has run in front of my car, which is pretty cool. And apart from just filming the animals, the camera serves another purpose, which is safety. Um, like in if I ever were to have a crash or something happens on the road, I have video of it so I can show the insurance companies, which is really handy. Just last week I actually filmed a car um, nearly hitting another car. It was just a centimeter between the two. And um, for your American viewers, a centimeter is not that much of room for cars to have between each other. And it was oncoming traffic. It was like on a road where you can do 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour. And one car was apparently not paying attention and it crossed the center line of the road onto my end of the road and almost hit the car in front of me. I got it on camera. It's a really close call. But yeah, I saved those videos too. I also once got cut off by a car, which I have video of, and like there was this boy playing soccer in his yard of his garden, kicked a soccer ball out of his garden in front of my car, which I had to brake for. These kinds of things, like you would tell everybody at home about them, That was a pretty nice move. You will tell everybody at home about them, but now I actually have video of it, which is pretty cool, I think. And last week was one of the coolest things I've ever filmed with my dashboard camera. I didn't get the whole thing sadly because it was dark and the camera I have isn't good in the dark, but I saw something so awesome. Like here in Sweden we have moose. And for those that do not know, moose is the biggest deer species we have at the moment on Earth. And those things are awesome to see. Bigger than horses, and they're wild. They are solitary. They don't live in packs or anything. And those things can weigh up to 700 to 1,000 kilograms. And those things are actually the reason why Volvo, the Swedish car brand, has extra structural support around the cabin, the part where you sit in. Because if you were to hit one of those guys on the road, they are so tall that your car only hits their legs, and all their weight, their body weight, would end up on the roof of your car. For any non-structurally improved car, that means that 700 kilogram or 1000 kilogram uh, body would actually go through your roof and squish you like a bug. So you can actually look it up. That's the main reason why Volvo has structurally um, improved their cabins, which is pretty cool. Um, but back to the story. Uh, Last week I saw one of those things cross the road, and it was evening. I was coming back from school. No, I was coming back from work, and one of those things was walking on the road. So I braked. I had more than enough room to brake. I didn't need to brake really hard or anything. But usually when you come close to those things with your car, they run away into the forest. But this one didn't, strangely enough. It just camped walking in front of the car, and it was walking in a really strange manner. I was like, that guy is not well. He didn't look well the way he was walking, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? First I thought he might have been hit by a car before me, so I was looking around me if I saw any skid marks or anything, or any damage from other car, but I didn't find anything, strangely enough. Then I looked to my right in the forest, which was the direction the moose was walking at, and I saw another moose. And both of them were this really big um, bulls. They're like male mooses, and they had these really big antlers. Like seeing a moose with antlers that big is rare. One, because males are more rare than females, and since hunting is still a thing here in Sweden, sadly, the hunters like to shoot the ones with antlers first because that's a nice trophy, of course. And um, but both of these males had big antlers, and then I realized this moose wasn't walking funny because he was injured or anything. No, he was trying to intimidate the other moose. They were having a territorial fight, and I wasn't right in the middle of it, but I was right there. I was like 10 meters away from this, and the moose in front of my car walked into the side of the forest where the other moose was, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna fight! They're gonna fight! It's gonna be so awesome!" Sadly, the moose that crossed the road um, actually just ran off. He was apparently more afraid of the other moose than the other moose was of him. And yeah, Soda ran off, and the other moose ran after him. So I actually didn't get to see them fight, but I have never seen something like that before. I've seen multiple mooses together, but usually just a mom with cubs, and usually the cubs are really small, or 1 year old cubs, which are almost the same size as mom, but not really. And I've seen one male moose once, but never with such big antlers. But to see two of them, two really big ones with both really big antlers and being aggressive towards one another, that was really cool. That was so cool. I'm pretty sad that I ran off because that would have been an awesome video if I got to film that. So yeah, so that's uh, that's something cool that I actually got on camera. I um, I actually had to turn my car, drive backwards a little bit because, as I said, my camera isn't good at filming dark things. So I need to steer my car such that my headlights would uh, continuously illuminate the moose. But yeah, that was nice. And in the past, I did because this is the camera we're talking about is a small action camera. It's not a GoPro, but you can think of it as the same kind of thing. It's a camera with all types of mounts, so you can mount it on all kinds of things. I actually left the camera behind in the forest once, tied to a tree, and that was really cool. Um, Well, I didn't just do it once, I did it several times, and lots of times it didn't film anything. With the battery life of the camera, it can film for 3 hours. Oh, sorry, that's my phone saying that the battery is almost dead. But with the battery life on the thing, it can film for 3 hours. So I leave it in the forest for 3 hours, tied to a tree, and I actually got to film some wildlife like that. I filmed a fox digging. It The fox actually came to the camera, not really close, but right in front of the camera's view. It started digging something, and apparently it was digging for like something like a rodent or a mole. This was in the snow, by the way, so it was digging in the snow. And you actually see the fox digging, and then with his snout going into the snow and having something in his mouth and walking off again. That was cool to have filmed. It's that's special. The resolution, sadly, and the distance to the fox was too great to actually see what he caught, but he definitely found some food in the middle of the winter underneath the snow, which was well, cool to see. I'm guessing it's because he took his time digging. I'm guessing he found sniffed out an animal that was hibernating there, so he could take his time digging it up. And yeah, he had a nice snack. Other than that, I've filmed some deer going to a hay bill to eat some hay, but yeah, I haven't filmed too much other stuff than that by hanging up my camera in the forest. But yeah, that's a cool thing to do. I would definitely suggest you getting a you viewers